5を用いてグラフィックを大幅に刷新、忍者ガイデン2の完全版として開発いたしました。美麗なグラフィックでお楽しみいただけるのはもちろん、竜はやぶさに加え、綾音、もみじ、レイチェルもプレイブルキャラクターとして登場します。そして本作は本日コンソール、PC、そして Xbox ゲームパスでこの後すぐに発売となります。忍者ガイデンシリーズを長年応援いただいている皆様はもちろんのこと、本日忍者ガイデンを知っていただいた皆様も忍者ガイデン4の発売前にぜひ本作をお楽しみください。
Alright. So far we have an okay
今
stream.
年はチーム忍者創立30周年の節目であり、本日発表させていただいた忍者ガイデン4を含め、
So we've had some serious
2025年は
encoder
忍者の
issues.
年、
So
いや
I'm
お
trimming
ざ
down
みとなります。
on
ぜひ忍者ガイデンシリーズの展開
what we're
に
doing all
ご
at
注目
once
ください。
here.
本日はありがとうござい
Oh,
ました。
welcome to the stream. And I think we might be about to start the Doom one, the Doom reveal. So hope you'll join me. Let's see here. All right, we're here. We're good. I think we're getting rolling. I just barely made it. Okay. Maybe we didn't miss it by that much. Alright, so now we're looking at this game. Good, good. So Doom wasn't yet. Maybe it'll be like the grand finale. But I was in panic for a little bit there because...
Hi, and welcome to Compulsion Games here in
yeah.
Montreal, Canada.
Let me see what this does to the encoder
At our
if I
studio,
start
we
recording
care
this.
about world building, and we treat the setting almost like a character of its own.
Alright.
From the magical noir of contrast
we got it.
to the alternate history of We Happy Few,
I'm gonna have to
we draw
only do
inspiration
YouTube
from the
because
landscape to shape
everything else
mood,
is just
drama, and
unloading
intrigue.
the system. Let me make sure my
For
mic
South
isn't
with
too loud
Midnight,
here.
our third-person
Testing one.
action-adventure game, the story and characters bring a folkloric
Turn this
deep
down a little
south
bit.
to life.
Right,
This
so
gave
hello,
us a
everybody.
chance to explore Southern Gothic themes with a dark fantasy twist. So while our protagonist
All right.
Hazel is at the forefront of our story, it's the macabre elements
better.
and larger-than-life creatures that will leave a mark on
Just
her
wondering
journey
what will
to the
happen if
world.
I increase the bit rate. So welcome if you end up watching.
You back
I can see you in chat.
Mama, this ain't my first
I am
hurricane.
not starting the
know
other
what to do,
platforms
as long as you
because
didn't forget
that's
the
overloading
flashlight
things.
and batteries.
Let me see if I can increase.
Won't be rushed
I just
if you
reset the
didn't-
computer, so let me see if I can increase the output
I said we wouldn't be rushed if
without
you
messing
didn't waste all
everything
that.
up. Oopsies. Ah, I just went backwards. Big oopsies. Come on back here. Hit the wrong button. There you go. Load. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Hazel may start her journey as a typical 19-year-old, but disastrous events will push her into a darkly magical world where she'll learn
So
who
let me
she
see
really
if this
is.
will increase the
And
quality for everybody
how to tap into
without
weaving.
messing up the encoder
An
or
ancient
the...
magical power that
frame rate.
redefines her trajectory in life.
We'll see. Okay.
The land itself chooses Hazel as a weaver, someone who can see
don't know, not super
beyond the
steady.
surface and tap into a deeper reality, the grand tapestry.
Yeah, it doesn't want to
Weavers
cooperate, I
can
guess.
see the fabric binding our worlds, connecting people, nature, and echoes of the past.
So yeah, y'all are probably seeing frame drops.
Hazel can perceive both
I
the
will
mystical
switch
strands
that.
and stigmas in the world.
Back to...
Through her newfound power, she reweaves these stigmas and mends the afflicted creatures she
Okay,
encounters.
that should fix everything.
As Hazel discovers her
So
power,
I think we're up and running,
the
we're doing
world
all right.
gradually shifts into the surreal.
I have like no
revealing that
commentary
creatures
on
from
these
old
first couple
folktales
games here because I've been
actually
trying to
exist.
fix everything. And this is all about Doom,
up
so
here,
we'll see what happens.
my salvation.
Among them is good old Catfish.
We've got the vertical video
storyteller who
set
becomes
for
both the guide and companion
shorts.
to
I've
Hazel
got
across the
the
game.
It ain't every day I hear about a new
recording and stream going for
Would you
YouTube,
kindly
so
do your weavy
we'll be set
thing
to
and
use
help
all
me
this, and we
down?
haven't missed anything live, so that's
Meeting
that makes me
Catfish
happy.
marks the true beginning
So feel
of
free to jump in the
Hazel's
chat
journey.
there on
All
YouTube. I
of
should be able to
Hazel's
see you.
arsenal and
You are the
powers
exclusive
are
platform
designed
today.
around textile crafting and traditional
That's okay.
spinning wheels.
That is
Her
quite
weapons
okay.
include a spindle, 2 weaving hooks, and a distaff. Her magic abilities manifest with supernatural lace-like patterns, blending the traditional craft with mystical elements. Hazel engages with the world through a variety of movement abilities. Those abilities also help Hazel progress on a journey.
As her journey unfolds, Hazel will master new weaving abilities, using
Gotta get
them
rid
to
of these
traverse
subtitles.
the world conjure objects,
Don't need that.
and confront adversaries.
Combat is about understanding and adapting to different enemy archetypes known as aints. The manifestations of
Graphics on this
corruption
game do look pretty
Hazel
cool.
encounters.
These haints trap Hazel in combat.
Sort of has like a
until she
claymation frame rate,
unravels
which
them,
is interesting sometimes.
destroying them in the process.
At least like during the cutscenes. I don't know if it's
Each
so much during
aint
the
has its
gameplay.
own unique moveset, strengths, and weaknesses that you'll need to learn and adapt to.
My mic is
For
working,
example,
right?
the slug burrows on the ground and unleashes devastating
test this.
strikes,
Testing 1, 2.
while the Ravager closes the distance with
Guess I'll
chilling
turn it
speed.
up a little bit.
Hazel can counter these
Testing.
threats with agile melee abilities to execute powerful combos, jump attacks,
Thank God we're
charge
live. I made it back.
but close combat
Fix
is
the
risky
frame
and
rate,
can
but,
backfire because aints have
I had to
powerful
cut out
defensive
the,
abilities. Mastering your magical skills
multi-platform
becomes the
thing.
key to gaining the upper hand in combat. Push, pull, and weave are some of the spells at your disposal that give you a tactical advantage
also-
during a fight. Timing is everything. Pull distant enemies
had to lower
close
the
to
frame
start
rate,
melee
that's frustrating.
combos,
I mean, not the
push
frame
them
rate,
back to
the
interrupt and stun their
bit
attack.
rate.
Then press
things
the
are looking
advantage
okay
with
over here.
follow-up strikes. Spells interact uniquely with each enemy type,
Well, yeah,
creating
if you made
dynamic
it,
combat
make sure you
scenarios,
jump in the chat. Love to hear your thoughts as we
especially
dive into
when
the Doom
facing
stuff.
multiple types of opponents at the same time. Once near death, enemies can be unraveled, breaking their core and setting them free of their corruption, which has the added benefit of providing health boosts and reducing ability cooldowns. If you play your combos right, you can enhance Hazel's combat readiness and keep on chaining her abilities. As Hazel progresses in the game, she unlocks new moves and improved abilities, and you'll have to decide which areas to prioritize. The upgrades will change how you approach combat, like enhancing area of effect attacks, or refining push and pull skills to improve precision and make them feel more rewarding. The combat system is fast and responsive, built around chaining attacks, landing precise strikes, and unraveling enemies.
So who's looking forward to this game?
You mind if I take a look around?
You
Not
can
rhetorical.
see every place old Molly terrorized and more.
Yeah, see that? It's
Now
got like
for
that
the low,
frame
low
rate,
price of $1.
like the claymation
In Hazel's
style
search for
frame
her
rate.
mother, you'll explore
the
multiple
animation.
regions, each ruled by a mythical
Doesn't carry
creature
over
with
into
their
combat,
own
though.
Southern Gothic history.
Interesting.
You'll gradually uncover the backstories of these beings, once human or animal, who were transformed by tragedy, their secrets waiting to be discovered. As a weaver, Hazel heals these creatures by collecting fragments of haunted memories. We call these echoes, which reveal each creature's past. Hazel must experience these echoes before she can mend them.
What kind of person would do that to someone?
We design each region to reflect the creature that's been doomed to wander it. From the atmospheric environment to unique music themes composed for each one. While not all encounters lead to direct combat, Hazel will need to face mythical creatures in epic confrontation before she can heal them. Our boss encounters and gameplay sequences also reflects the uniqueness of
Gotta wait
each
for my blood
creature,
pressure to
with distinct
recover after all
mechanics that
those
center around a specific
bit rate
thematic.
issues. Just relaxing
These
and waiting for
encounters
Doom.
feature multiple phases that
But
ramp
feel
up
free to
in
chat about
complexity.
whatever is showing. Love your thoughts on it.
As the encounters progress, the musical theme builds up, cranking the tension alongside the fight.
Responsive music.
Whether it's Two-Toed Tom or hugging Molly, each of these larger-than-life creatures is inspired by Southern folklore and lead to climactic battles.
We got a long journey ahead.
All right, guess I'm gonna
South
drop the
of
bit rate
Midnight
a little more
unfolds
because
as
it's
a
still
hero's
struggling.
journey, and as Hazel, you'll travel through a
It's frustrating because I have
tapestry of
crazy internet
Saturn-inspired
speeds, but
landscapes. From abysmal swamps to
yeah, we're gonna go
flooded
down to
farmlands
like
to the
9,000.
Appalachian peaks. In our magical South, decaying buildings reclaimed by nature
See what that does for
stand
us.
moments away from a hungry Rugal. And as Hazel delves deeper, reality bends ever more toward the fantastical.
The history, landscape, and folklore of the American Deep South fill our world, and our team has infused the game with thoughtful details and environmental storytelling, like our bottle trees and haint blue porches, which are said to ward off evil spirits. The way to the past emerges as central themes, which you can see through old abandoned buildings and businesses struggling to survive. As you explore, you'll meet locals who stayed behind even in the face of a hurricane.
So I'm the last person left here. All those damn haints.
This part of the river's filthy with them.
Artistically,
Mara
we're
dropped the
staying
frame
true
rate?
to our Moody Compulsion
worse it
signature
gets.
style. But this time, we're using a handcrafted approach inspired by stop-motion animation, which allows our team to bring a distinct personality and tone into every prop and character. Because this folklore is open to visual interpretation, we embrace the freedom to reimagine these creatures and their stories, to adapt how they look, and to craft our own version of a fantastical Deep South.
At Compulsion Games, we love to craft around central themes. We're lucky to have talent across all our disciplines that collaborate to give South of Midnight such a unique personality. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into South of Midnight. We're thrilled to announce that the game will launch on April 8th, and pre-orders are now available on Xbox and Steam.
Okay, here we go. Maybe it's next. What do we got? Looks like Doom is going to be the finale. Just fine with me. So apparently there have been leaks and stuff. There have been has been some game footage. I guess the date of release leaked. We'll see if that's accurate. Particularly if they announce it
Bonjour,
today.
everyone. We are Sunfall Interactive, and welcome to our manor.
Rabbit Guinea Pig, how we
are a
doing?
small studio
Yeah, we're
based
lucky
in
I got it
Montpellier,
working.
France,
Let me know if
working
there's
on
any
our first
visual
game,
issues or anything.
Terra Obscure Expedition 33.
But yeah, I had multiple
It's a
platforms
turn-based
going, but I had to
RPG
cut down to
set in
this
a
one
fantasy
because
version of late
my
19th
bit
century
rate does not
Bellicose
like me
France.
right now.
Here we are.
Our grand adventure in game
But it
development
looks like
actually
yeah, it looks like
started as a
Doom's gonna be the
solo
last
passion
one they
project.
show up.
I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with.
So
and
I am
loved,
recording.
but that fully
I am
leveraged
live.
the latest tech, refresh the genre, with new
Definitely looking
features,
forward to making some
and took
content
place
out
in
of
a
this.
compelling world. I knew I needed help to realize my dream. First,
What I need to do
turned
is
a
take notes
programmer I knew would get it.
and say, maybe do a video on the big takeaways from the show.
And that
game.
quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense
Is it
elements
480?
and a cinematic
Yeah,
battle
as long as
camera system.
I'm not
Things
skipping,
really clicked
no
when we
matter what you
tested the
do,
first version
that's a
of
good
these
sign.
features. We felt we had
I'm finally in the
something
green in
both
terms
challenging
of
and fun.
steady
As
bit
Tom and I
rate,
went
but
back and forth and iterated on game
I'll
elements,
let you know how bad
the
it's
vision
been. Like,
started
I can
come
go up to
together,
24,000
as I shared it
kilobits
with
per
an old
second
friend from university.
because I have a good upload speed.
Guillaume and I are both
But,
passionate gamers. And when he described the project,
today,
I quit my job the following week
it's not even
and joined
handling
the team without hesitation.
9,000
Because
very
I
good. It's
believe
so
that
bad.
in video games, success
Even though I
always
cut out
starts with a strong
other
creative
platforms.
vision. And we had that, defined by
I
three
suppose it could
core
have something to do
elements.
with my. It could have something to do with
story with
the
great
fact
emotional
that I'm
depth.
recording and it's an encoder
Gameplay
limitation,
that innovates
not
on the classics we love,
a.
and a world that is
Could be an
completely
encoder
original,
limitation and not
beautiful,
a
and immersive.
bitrate
We
limitation.
founded Sunfall Interactive on
but
these tenets. A
usually,
group of
like,
friends
the-
with a shared vision and the
Bit
drive
rate
to make
remains solid
something
and it
great.
still says something about the encoder somewhere else, so that wouldn't make any sense. I don't get it.
This too.
I'm so distracted by it that
legacy.
I'm not even commenting on the games before Doom.
Core to every
What
great
this live stream is
RPG
going to
is a
be in
compelling
the
story.
archive is
And
complaining.
Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining
I think we're
ours.
okay.
And that started with the hook.
You know what I will do.
67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with
Yeah.
no warning. Once a year, the paintress wakes and
Bring
paints
the
a number
stats
on
over
her
here so I can
monolith,
see 'em.
and everyone who has passed that age is erased. Every year, that number ticks down.
All right, so now I can just
Everyone
look up
dies
here
younger and
and
younger.
see
Expeditions depart to kill the paintress,
raindrops, hopefully.
determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition
Oh, there we
33.
go. Okay.
Expeditioners,
Barely any CPU usage going on. So
we
it's just
honor
kinda
your
strange.
dedication.
Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil. What's interesting to us are people who, yes, are flawed, but who care deeply about each other. And conflicts arise because they have different perspectives on what needs to be done.
I'm sorry about earlier.
We wanted our story to feel dark and mature, with adult characters who feel like real people with real experiences.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat. while struggling with loss and grief. And it's rooted in the characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this,
I don't know
how
what
does
we're
one
gonna
stay
do.
hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we owe to each other or to ourselves? These questions are deeply personal to me, and they permeate the story behind the story.
Know that Lumiere fights with you. Tomorrow comes. Expedition 33.
The characters all have their own motivations and perspectives. Gustave and Lune are deeply invested in the expedition, even if they fight all the time. To them, the mission is tied not only to their family, it's central to their identity and purpose.
Protocol doesn't cover every contingency. You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
What are the stars whispering to you? Actually, I'm the one whispering to them. It's something my dad and I used to do.
And Maëlle, who cares more about really living her life, not just living longer.
Gustave, are you real?
It's not all dark, though. Along the way, they meet various colorful NPCs and recruit Monoko,
Looks well acted
who is
anyway.
a friendly
Yeah.
but kinda bloodthirsty philosopher, and a fully playable character.
Yeah, very
he has a
French.
really cool battle mechanic where he can turn into the enemies he defeats.
What are you doing?
Just need the foot. Aha!
He's very, very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Gestrol, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation. They're fun and sort of ridiculous. You'll meet Monoko and many other Gestrols across the game. And of course, there is Esquier, who is one of the oldest and lore-wise the most powerful creatures in the verse.
Esquier is that powerful?
He will be your mount and help you travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stones, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world and find exciting secrets.
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
Multiple stories.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay.
Turn it down
Our
just a little
reactive
bit.
turn-based
I'm not
system
competing with
is
the
the
volume, am I?
traditional
Just let me
turn-based
know.
battle mechanic we love and adds real-time reaction, which gives combat greater intensity and
A
dynamism.
lot more personality than most
During
big-budget
enemy
AAA
turns,
games
you
these
can
days.
negate all damage
Yeah,
by
I'd say so.
dodging or parrying at the right time.
This is very much not my genre of game.
Balancing turn-based with real-time mechanics
good?
took
All right.
a long time to get right. During initial playtests, turn-based players often found the real-time elements too hard. Some of us are still traumatized by enemies from back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since.
Yeah,
and with
turn-based
a lot of
RPGs I just never
iteration, we
got too into.
ultimately came
Most
up
I've done
with a
is
formula that we're
like
proud of.
Mario
Players
RPG.
who are good at real-time can take more
A little bit of
risks
Paper
than
Mario.
others
Although I
and
did just get
counterbalance
1,000 Year
with
Door,
items
so
and strategies.
we'll see if I do that.
A big part of that formula lies in the many ways you can customize your character. We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique
dangerous
mechanic.
philosophy. You can never
Many
please
switches
everybody.
between stances which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Mel the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustave's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in our game are called Lumina. Every character has more than 20 unique skills in their skill tree and hundreds of passive effects they can gain through Lumina and weapons. So there are a ton of builds and playstyle to explore. Needless to say, we can't wait to see how you choose
This
to
is like,
play
for me,
and what
this is
kinds
like
of build you'll design
kind of the
that we
polar
probably
opposite
never
style of
even
game
imagined.
from Doom, in that Doom is like streamlined in its simplicity. I mean, there's like I don't know, I guess you call it a skill tree. There's like upgrades and stuff you can get, but they keep it pretty simple. I guess they're going to be even more simple in Dark Ages.
Every level has its own color and texture identity.
Yeah, you can't make it stupid, but you got to make it like
is an early
straightforward.
area in the game where players can
Keep things
enjoy
rolling.
the fun break. We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like. It's basically a bazaar. Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which is pretty much what the Jestrels are like. The Jestral village is hidden inside the ancient sanctuary. The ideas here were forest, labyrinth, and sentinels. I designed it as a vibrant place, like an old graveyard of Jestrals, or forgotten wooden toys in a box, with two main colors, red and white. I wanted to make it feel cozy, hidden from danger, with traps and labyrinths in case enemies get in.
It is pretty.
Same process with the characters. Minoko came in a single concept. I thought of a monkey-like body, white fur, with a black and red flat mask.
Ladies, could I?
Ow!
Definitely a Jestral.
For Eske, we needed a cuddly companion to take us around the world. I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals grow organically from there.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing that we absolutely wanted to bring back from older JRPGs. A feature we really loved, but is very rare these days. A completely 3D and navigable world map. Yes, we've got a world map.
Okay.
And it was a real challenge to create, both artistically and technically. And it ended up a lot bigger than we expected. You'll definitely need Eske's help traveling around.
Here we go.
We're super happy with the result, though, as there's a lot of side paths and entire hidden levels. If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
Good luck.
We've poured our hearts and souls into this game for the past 4 years. That's why we're delighted to announce that Expedition 33 launches on April 24th on Xbox Series X and S.
So we'll see if the leak was true with Doom. I guess that release date is supposed to be May 15th.
And follow us for more info.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition 33. We are a small, passionate team. It's our debut game, and we can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our take on the turn-based genre. On behalf of everyone at Sunfall, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Demain viendra.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
Okay. Here we go. Is it time? Yes. Here we go. I am very, very excited. Who's ready? Okay. I met a lot. Okay, wow. I met a lot of these guys this summer, which was pretty cool.
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home of id Software, where more than 30 years ago, a small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever. And the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us.
Gotta get my notebook out because I gotta get some highlights
as you're
here.
about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on its tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet.
Let's go.
This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid, I mouthed the words.
Okay. Is this a boss? Okay. Looks like there's gonna be some, like, group combat, kinda, sorta. Oh, the saw.
In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore, powerful weapons to unlock, and enemies to conquer. This is a prequel to Doom 2016, And that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience.
Yes.
So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom the Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form.
Yes.
So let's break it down, starting with the combat.
Yeah, the bullet hell thing is kind of
In
new.
Doom
Combat,
Eternal,
here we go.
you felt like a fighter jet.
Yes.
In Doom the Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal.
Yeah, see, it's a lot of it has that
And a balance between enemy projectiles,
the slow
and player
projectiles that you can
movement
dodge.
speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games.
Right.
But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom the Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw.
Yes.
Block. Throw. Parry.
Yep.
Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual. Tons of depth on a single button press.
Interesting.
You know, we
Okay.
want every
I think a
Doom
lot
game
of
to
this
stand on
is
its
what
own
they
as a
showed.
unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun.
Right.
In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom the Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is what they showed at QuakeCon. Not exactly. I think they edited in some of like the
And the Shield Saw will give you the
interview
strength to
stuff
go head
with
to
the
head with some
actual
of the
developers.
biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id.
At least a lot of it. I don't think it's exact. I think that
Because if you're gonna stand and
a lot of
fight,
this I
then
think
you
is
gotta have
more
something
fully
to follow
developed.
up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail?
Right.
Or maybe an electrified gauntlet. Or even a doom spiked mace. That's
Spirit
right,
again?
we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system. All on one input, complete with combos and upgrades. And it's totally awesome.
Nice.
And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system.
Right.
From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it
That's
feels amazing.
That's the big change
You'll
is
feel
that
unstoppable, smashing your way through the horde
glory
with
kills
total
are
freedom.
not fully
That
automatic. You
seems
have a
like
lot of
ton,
control
but
over them.
just
That's
2
pretty cool.
inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger.
There's your Skull Crusher.
That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns. And Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created.
That's great.
Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale,
Nice.
and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement.
Seeing some
for the
familiar
design of
demons.
These never before seen, insanely fun to use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield. So let's take a look at some extended gameplay footage and see how these medieval mechanics synergize with the enemies and the environments to form the new combat loop for Doom the Dark Ages.
Yeah, this was at QuakeCon as well. So this is still some of the pre-alpha footage, although some of it might be cleaned up. I don't know. But this does look like the actual sequence we watched. So that's pretty cool. Everyone else gets to see it. However, it still makes me wonder what else they're going to show. This is all about the combat, really. They did the melee combat. This is the gun combat and shield combat, all that stuff. Stagger state. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. You know, I didn't notice it last time. I was wondering, probably because I wasn't paying perfect attention, but like last time I saw this.
And under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system and sliders that will allow players to tune the speed and challenge of the game to whatever fits them best. You can slow things down or speed them up. It's a Doom for all Slayers.
Okay, so it's
and
not.
The gameplay doesn't end with just the Slayer.
Okay.
we finally have for you. You've been
I can't finish my
waiting for
sentences. I'm
now
trying to pay attention.
to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlas, which is a mech. It's the size of a building. It's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon.
Dragon!
Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The power fantasy is unlike anything we've made it in. And the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun.
Nice.
And as cool as all that is, we know that fans of single-player action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom: The Dark Ages.
All right, now we're really getting into some new stuff, but I haven't
Your hero's
seen.
journey will take you to the far reaches of the Doom universe.
Here we go.
Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests, dungeons, ancient hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond.
Woo!
And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers every step of the way.
Godlike!
Now armed with your trusty shield saw, you're gonna cut, leap,
Nice.
and smash your way through environments full of secrets and treasures.
A
There's always
lot of people
something
don't like
waiting
the
to be
puzzle
discovered
platformer kind of stuff,
destroyed. Now let's take a closer
but
look.
I always
at
liked
just
it.
one
I like
of
the little
many
complexity.
missions you'll experience in Doom: The Dark Ages.
Oh, one of the missions.
In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save
that the
a
Betrayer?
city
Yeah.
from certain destruction.
I think he's younger.
Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose.
Are they going to have the weak points? I can't tell.
Explore what is
Yeah, what
the
I was gonna say
largest
was-
play space ever in a Doom game.
When I first saw this, I didn't see like the shield and the ammo coming out, so I thought they changed that up, but it is there. I wasn't seeing it.
Of vital resources. You control the pace of the game.
Oh boy.
Where you go, who you fight, and the objectives you pursue.
Nice.
It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches. Once you've broken the enemy assault, head back to the main gates because the battle isn't over yet.
Oh boy. There's a boss for you. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that part because he was talking about
And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by
order-
the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like you're expanding the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete.
Okay, so
And
they sort of
speaking that legend,
made the music a
story
team
of
effort this
Doom:
time
The
around.
Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies. With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments.
Right.
It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
Oh, I met her.
We've got 10 years of making modern Doom games together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make, and make something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
But that is for you to decide. When Doom: The Dark Ages releases,
May 15th? Yes. May 15th. It was true. Man, there are a lot of leaks about a lot of things these days in gaming, and they're like all true. So there we go. Is that all of them? It is. Awesome. All right, so there you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and pause that, if I can. We'll leave that be. All right. So, yeah, there you have it. Hope you found it interesting. There's my initial reaction. I'll probably use some of this and some other recorded stuff. I'll probably upload this raw reaction. And then I'm also going to upload probably like a highlights video where I talk about the highlights of what was revealed in the game. Yeah, so let me know your comments below if you're watching this in the archive or wherever. If you're watching it as a video upload, yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, we'll see you all around in the next one.